Hello, hello, testing, testing. Can you hear now? Yes, no, yes. I'm trying to see if the sound is working now. Waiting for somebody to answer me. Still no sound? Huh. Okay, hold on a second. I'm not sure what's going on here, but let's make a few changes. Uh, hold on a second. It's working now? Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened. And this happens occasionally. It drops the mic for some reason. I don't touch this program. I don't do anything to it from one show to the next. And every so often, like I'll test it and it'll be fine, but then by the time I actually, get the stream going and then it drops it. I don't know what's going on with this thing. But anyway, as I was saying, the screen is up today so that you people wandering in can understand what the show is and how it works. Shay will be providing you with further instructions. Like if you have a question, you'll be assigned a number as you pay your fee. You'll be number 1, 2, 3, like that, and then we will ask you to type, put your question into the chat stream so that I can see it in the order that you were assigned the number. So as you pay your fee, you will be assigned a number, and then that's when we'll call you for your question, okay? And that's what happens. The questions get answered right now, real time, right here on the show, okay? Now, I have a couple of yeah, there's always a delay, Rixie, with from the transmission time to when it goes on the YouTube. I think it's about 12 seconds. It's pretty lengthy. It's not an instantaneous thing because it has to go from my internet over to YouTube and get processed by them and then be uploaded. So it's not an instantaneous thing. It takes some time. Um, so that is exactly why, and it's the same thing in reverse. Nothing happens instantly. But I have a couple of questions that I've been kind of saving. They were too short probably to go in the column, or they're things that I culled from the wall and just kind of put them aside and saved them, or they came in by email and they really were not advice questions. They didn't submit them correctly. So I kind of put some of them together. I have about, how many do I have here? 8 questions. I have 8 questions, and but if you guys don't answer any, then this is going to be ask any questions. It's going to be a short show. We do have some uploads this weekend though that you should be very interested in. So check the calendar. You can click on the community wall and see what the offerings are for the rest of Debruary. All right. So let me start with this one of these questions that came in. How do I tell my boyfriend not to scream without offending him? And it's a high pitched scream like a woman without offending him. I think that's the part where I'm stuck because I don't know how to do that. Uh, you're probably asking the wrong person if you don't want to hurt his feelings because I have no problem with hurting him. Were it me and my boyfriend was screaming like a girl, I would tell him that that's what he's doing. It's like, what are you doing? You're acting like a little bee with all the screaming. What is this all about? You think you still 2 years old throwing a tantrum? That's not going to get my attention. That is a turn off. That makes me just like, it's just not sexy adult male behavior, and it does not make me feel like I want to do anything romantic with you. It makes me feel like I need to give you a bottle and put on a little nappy for you. That's the British word for diaper. I learned that since all my people have been coming in from the UK. Oh, oh, thank you, Sarita. Um, Yeah, this is kind of interesting. But what I would do, I would tell my boyfriend the Ned Flanders scream. Oh, Ned Flanders. That's funny. Let's see. Oh, we got some people making some. I still don't know how to use this that well, so you all bear with me while I try to figure it out. Okay. Uh, okay. How do you do this? Trying to see how I find out who paid the money. Uh, 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 uh. Okay, here we go. So we got Kenny. Kenny, you can type your question in. Kenny is the number was first, and then Ryan. So Kenny first, and then Ryan. Okay. Well, let me finish answering this question while you guys type yours in the chat room. Where I had a boyfriend who screamed, that would be the approach that I would take. I would sit him down and tell him, dude, I know that probably worked when you was 2 or 3 years old. It worked with your mother, all the screaming and all the stuff, but that's not going to work with me. That is a turn off, sir. It doesn't make me get all hot and bothered and want to jump your bones. It makes me want to flee from you. So what you need to do is use your words and talk like a big boy. And if that's something you can't manage to do, then we're gonna be through because you screaming like a girl like this, like a baby, that's not gonna work. So, I'm not sure that young lady how you figured that you could do this with why worried about his feelings because he sure ain't worried about yours. Neither is he worried about your eardrums. So that would be something I don't know. I think by the first time he did that, I would look at him like he was crazy and I would be chucking up the deuces. I can't I don't know. When I was young, maybe I might have had the patience to sit down and talk to him. But at the age I am now, I don't have that kind of patience. You ought to know how to act by the time you get in your 40s and 50s. I'm not going to be doing that. Okay, Dance Bella. Okay. Okay, the Kenny from the dance, only one Kenny is uh is the one that I just accepted. Okay, and Dance Bella, you're next. Okay, I got you. I got both of you guys. You young people. Okay. So first is only one, and then second is Dance Bella. Okay, so only one says, I'm going through a divorce, and my stepchildren and biological daughter are not speaking to me. My stepchildren and your biological daughter. Should I try to reach out to them? I wrote my daughter a letter, but she has not responded. How old are these individuals? Only one. Yeah, nerd. I'm with you. He does sound like a drama queen. I just can't. That's just so not sexy to me. I just don't want to be with a man that acts like that. I need you to be the strong, silent type that gets stuff done and makes stuff happen. I can't have you running around in circles and screaming like a 2 year old. That just would not work at all. How old are these people? Only one. I'm trying to get an idea of what we're talking about here. I need a little bit more information. Okay. They in their 30s? Them is grown folks. And even if it's your stepchildren and you're going through a divorce, your stepchildren and your own daughter don't want to talk to you, you know what? Okay, I don't know how you feel about it, but since you asked me, I'm going to share what I would do. Those are adults. They're not little kids. So I don't know if they're like supposed to be mad that you're getting, they're in their feelings right now, don't know how to process it, or if they're taking sides and the side isn't yours. Having not spoken to them, I don't know that, which one applies to them. But I'm gonna tell you this: they're grown, so you don't worry about them. You go on with your life. Your whole point of getting a divorce was to make things better for yourself. So you don't worry about grown people. Those aren't little kids where you have to worry about child custody and child support and visitation and who's gonna, pick them up from daycare and all this kind of stuff. You don't have to worry about none of that. So you don't worry about none of that. Okay, if they want to go over there and act stupid, you let them do it. This is time for you to separate. You're leaving behind a dead marriage, a stupid husband, stupid stepchildren, because you don't have no blood tie to them. So if they want to side with their daddy, they have every right to do that. And your daughter, if that's what she wants to do, she's entitled to do that too, because that's what grown folks do. So you don't worry about it. Well, we don't know if they're being immature because, like I said, we don't know how they handle. I don't want to jump to that conclusion. We don't know how they're thinking and what they're going through emotionally. Because just because your parents divorced when you're an adult doesn't mean that you don't still have a lot of emotions about it. But maybe they're just not good at handling it and expressing it and going through the hurt and all this stuff. We don't know that. Okay, so we're not going to assign them any kind of label because that's not the question. The question is, what should she do? Okay, and what she should do is take care of herself. So you're not gonna worry about what they doing and thinking and feeling and all that kind of stuff because nobody, you can't change it. So you're not gonna stress about it. You're gonna worry about getting yourself stable, dealing with your own feelings, healing your own broken heart, getting your own money situated, getting your own housing situation situated, getting your peace of mind right, getting you a therapist if you need. Well, you're gonna work on forget all them other people. Think about you. Okay, so as of this moment, you don't think about them anymore. Even if it's your daughter, you know what? Because yeah, we birth them and all that kind of stuff, but you know what? They're not us. And once they pop out, our tie to them is strictly voluntary. Just like you could take them and drop them off at the foster care center or a group home or the fire station or whatever. As an adult, they have the same option to do that to you. Okay? It hurts, yes. I understand that. It's a hard pill to swallow. Nobody has a baby and you're holding it and loving it and you thinking that that's how it's going to be in the end. No parent thinks that. But just like we have rights, so do they. So right now, your focus is to be on you. Only you. You don't give them not one thought. If they reach out to you because you've put out the olive branch, if they don't respond, you don't worry about it. Okay, you don't worry about it. Tiff, I think you're number 3. Wait, somebody's. Wait, I don't. Shay knows who's. I just know the 2 that came on the Cash App. Okay, so Dance Bella, your question is next. Dance Bella. What's your question? Yeah, don't worry about them, girlfriend. You need to focus on you right now. Going through a divorce is not easy at all. Okay, you're already in therapy. Good. Yeah, don't worry about them. That's going to add to your stress. Right now, the only person that you need to be thinking about on this entire planet is you. Okay? Get yourself situated and straight first. And then if you have some time and energy left and you want to reach out again, do that. But I'm going to recommend that you not do that for months. For the meantime, you concentrate on yourself. Okay. And when you all squared, if you think about them and you want to do something, reach out again, then you could do that. But I don't know, if I don't think I'd be bothered. I'd be on about myself. Okay, you're Dance Bella. So, did you already type your question in? You guys try to wait until we call you to type your question in, okay? Because I'm talking and I'm going to miss them. All right. So you need to wait until we say, okay, it's your turn. Then you put your question in. Okay. Okay. So get your mind right. Type your question in there. Let's see what we got for you. I don't know. These people. Yeah, this is what happens. But people deal with such things in different ways. So that's why I say, we don't want to just automatically assign some negative label to these adults because we don't know what they're going, how they're processing this. We don't know that. It's a complete blank. So, and plus that's not the issue. That's not the issue on the table. Anything about them. We're worried about her because she's the one who wrote the question in and she's the one going through the divorce. Okay, so let's bring that in and stay focused. Okay, what's your mind? Get your mind right. If you guys if you can type your question like into a word pad or document or something like that, so that you can just cut and paste it when we ask you for it, it'll go, this process will go a lot faster because people type different typing speeds. I type up like 100 words a minute. Most people type about 40. So if you have a long question, it might take, you doing this, it might take you a minute to get it in there. So, yeah, it does. You're right, Dee Dee, and it does, and it affects people in different ways. So, like that's why I said, it's because they're adults doesn't mean that they're not being, have some emotional distress about the situation. But she can't worry about them. They got to worry about themselves. She got to worry about herself. Okay, get your mind right. Where's your question at, girlfriend? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. How did you guys like the show last night? Was she fabulous, Tamika? Girl, Tamika had a rocket and rolling and going on up in here. I even sent my brothers the link to that video so they could watch it. I haven't seen what they had to say about it yet, though. But I was like, she was something else. Oh, let's see. Somebody else did a cash app. Let me see how to do this again. How did I stumble around and find who that was? I stumbled around here some kind of way and pressed the right button. Oh, here we go. Yeah, they don't know how to express it again exactly. She was hired. Was she amazing? I'm telling you. I was just like so excited. You guys just don't know how much work I put in. Then, of course, I realized later I was spelling her name wrong. So, of course, no wonder I couldn't find her. I tried a couple of different versions, but I did not try the version that is the actual one. And that contributed to me not being able to find her. But it didn't matter because I persevered and I kept trying until I got it right and I found her. So, I'm trying to find this question. Did she type it yet? Did I miss it? No? I'm scrolling up trying to see if I missed it, if she already typed it. Yeah, it was very hard to find her. And then you got even the name of her company is spelled, a unique way. I would have never thought to put a Y in there. So you know what I mean? It was just a little bit. So whoever her marketing team is, they need to get out there and do more to get her, more in more places so she's easier to find. Because everybody's not going to be like me and just like not give up. Other people are going to be like, oh, forget it. I'll just get somebody else. But I was happy I persevered, and she was just as fabulous as I thought she was going to be. Okay. Get your mind right. Where your question at? Did I miss it? You guys, if I missed the question, somebody just copy and paste it in here. And but I'm not seeing it, so I don't know what's going on here, girlfriend. Let me take in the meantime, since Tiff already put her question in there. I saw hers when I was scrolling up. Tiff, where did I see your question at? I know I saw it somewhere. Oh, here it is. No, that's not yours. Here it is. I'm headed to grad school, full ride doctorate. Oh, get it, girl. At a very prestigious and seemingly racist school. How do I handle the microaggressions and expected racism? I'm excited but scared of the BS. Don't be scared. Don't never be scared. Of course they're gonna. This is just the thing about it, Tiff. Now I don't know. I'm gonna assume that you black, since you mentioned, the racist issue. I'm gonna assume that you at least a person of color. And but you've been dealing with this your whole life. Come on now. And anytime you try to climb out the crab barrel that they try to keep you in, there's gonna be some shit that you have to deal with. That's just the way it is. And one thing you don't do is be afraid of it. You go in there with your head held high and you look them in the eye, and whatever crap they talk to you, you talk it right back. So they be talking some crazy stuff to you and be like, "What? That sounds like you're trying to be racist. What are you trying to imply?" Call them out on their shit, because most of the time, once you do it, then you're like very matter of fact and very assertive. They're passive aggressive. They tend to be passive aggressive. That's their style. So they're gonna drop these little lugs and do this little microaggressive bullshit. But then you call them out on it. Don't run scared. And if they want to act stupid, they say, "Well, we it sounds like this is something that we need to take up with the professor, with the dean, something like that. So I'm gonna go and get an appointment, and I expect to see you there so we can talk about it, because this is unacceptable behavior on your part, and I'm not gonna tolerate it." That kind of stuff. You don't let them run you out of there, and you don't go in there scared. Don't you dare show fear. It's just like you walking through the hood. You just think of them like that. You don't be showing fear on your face then, because you know that you will be roadkill. It's going to be the same thing. You deserve to be there. You worked your way there. You got a full ride scholarship. Everything that you're getting, you worked your ass off for it. So you deserve to be there. Don't you ever try to run and hide and be acting all afraid and scared and everything. When it comes, if it's something you don't know how to deal with, that's what you got me. I will tell you. Okay, so there's nothing that you can't face while you're doing this. You got backup. All right? Don't be afraid. I'm telling you, you deserve this. And fuck that thing that, black girl magic stuff. I hate that phrase. Whoever thought of that needs to be shot, because it's just ridiculous. Just like you got this, you worked your butt off. Wasn't nothing magical about this. That's why I hate that phrase. It's very demeaning. Okay. Yeah. Well, I did Tiff, so she's kind of out of order, but um, you know, yeah, them haters. So they put you as spam. What? Okay, Tiff, that's good. Yeah. See, everybody got your back. Everybody say, don't you stand up for yourself? Don't you don't you do that? It put you as spam. How did it do that? Um, let me think. Okay, what can we do instead? What can we do instead? Okay, do this then. Send it to me in an email, and I will pull up the email on my phone. I'll do that. Okay, send it to Debsterism, Debsterism at gmail.com, and I will pull it up on my phone. Okay, then that way. Oh, okay. I see what's going on here. Yeah, send it to me, Debsterism, and I'll do it that way. If it's putting you in spam, that's not gonna work. Okay. Any other question? Any other question? Nubian Ninja. How do you get the super chat? Mine goes to 4.99, and when I start the thing, it goes straight to 9.99. I don't know. You asking the wrong person. I don't know. People do it, but I don't know how they do it. Just do 4.99 then. That's close enough. Who's gonna quibble about a penny? Yeah, a little Tiff getting a full ride scholarship. Shit. Man, let that be my daughter. I would be brag. I'd probably take out a TV ad to brag about that. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. Don't you be afraid, though. Don't you never be afraid. You ain't nothing to be afraid of. They gonna try it. Of course they gonna try it. I mean, Dusty's try it. You used to that. Come on now. This is no different. It's no different. Okay, get your mind right. You send that email in with your question, debsterism at gmail.com, since it makes you be, made you be a spammer. Yeah, she's gonna be Dr. Tiff. Dr. Tiff. Okay, I'm scrolling down. I'm looking. Well, I don't know, best life. I'm terrible at this stuff because I don't go to other people's shows because I have enough time keeping up with my own, and so I have no clue how it works. I really don't. But people do it, so I know there must be a way. I just don't know what it is. Okay, I got my email open. I'm waiting for your question to come through. So Nubian Ninja, you could type your question in there too. Okay, best life. Best life, you got you up third, I guess. So get your question ready. Okay. Okay, well then I'll give you a longer answer. How about that? Because we try to keep this going, but let's see what we got here. What's your question? I was trying to do it in order because what's her name? The one that got spammed. Her question hasn't come through yet, so I'm still waiting. Let me type it in here. They are. I know everybody was using my term nignore. I turned that up, created that a couple of years, probably about 8, 9 years ago. And then people started using that one too. Okay. Well, okay, best life. I'm waiting for get your mind right. And then, Shay, I hope you keeping track of this order because I'm getting ready to forget. I get ready to forget once I start answering questions. I know it's get your mind right, then Nubian Ninja, then best life. Okay, then that's all I know. That's what I know. We're waiting. Okay, let's see. Did it come yet? Nope, it's not here yet. All right, well, while we wait for her question, let's take Nubian Ninja's question because she was next in line. Nubian Ninja, there you go. I personally had issues being assertive and making the right decisions when it comes to my love life and career choices. How do I go about being confident in my decisions? Well, this is what I do. Now, as long as you are thinking about them in a logical way, okay? Because you have to, and sometimes it helps if you actually make a list on a piece of paper, pros and cons, your different options and the pros and cons for each one. And sometimes that helps, because it's not just in your head and, all emotional and everything. You're looking at it. And that brings a certain sense of clarity for a lot of people. And so you can see in black and white what the pros and cons are for each option that you are considering. Sometimes, even though it's maybe a lesser number of cons, the impact of that one con is so big, it outweighs all the ones from the other side. So only you can make that judgment. But if you give it careful thought and consideration and you choose what you think is the best option that you can consider, that you have come up with after careful thought about it, like I said, you're not flying off the handle and reacting emotionally. You're thinking this through. Then you decide which path you're going to take and you stick to it. Now, because sometimes, we make a decision and then we start second guessing ourselves. Or we run into a little hump in the road or something. Oh no, I shouldn't have done this and that and blah blah blah. That's where people run into trouble. That's where you start doubting yourself. Once you make a decision, young lady, you stay focused and you stay on that path and come whatever you go karate chopping that stuff out the way and you're gonna go on to the end game. Okay. Because like I said, it's all about you making what seems, a logical decision. And once you do that, have confidence in yourself that you made the right choice, that this is the best option that you had at that time. Now, a couple of years later, you might re-examine all of those and make a different choice and start going in a different direction. And you can do that. But you believe in yourself enough that you trust that your intellect and your judgment is sound enough for you to make those kind of decisions, then that's what you do. And you just don't second guess yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Don't say, oh no, and agonize over it. And what one of the guests called rumination, ruminating over it. Oh, I should have did that. Was that the right thing? And you're creating all this doubt and fear in your mind when you do that. Go forward confidently. with self-assuredness that this you thought this through, damn it, and this was a good decision, and I'm a roll with this until another opportunity comes up, and then I might change paths. But then again, you might not. That's what I do. Okay, that's what I do. So that's all I can tell you. That's what I do. So I never second guess myself. Even if, like was telling Dr. Tamika, even if something turns out to not have turned out the way that I imagined that it would, I still benefited from that in some way, and I still have confidence in my decision. Now I knew something new has appeared. I might choose a different path and go. Maybe I was headed right, and now there's something where I can make a left turn, and it's going to get me to where I'm trying to go faster or a different route. I might do that, but I still have confidence in the decision that I made at that time was the best decision for me. And so I don't ever second guess myself. That'll just mess you all kinds of up. All right. Let me see. Do we get it? Yes, here we go. Get your mind right. My issue is many of my friends are in relationships. I'm not. No big deal, she says. Yet many people want to know why. When I explain, it's like a woe is me moment. Really? Then most just say to settle. Deep down, that is what they did. How do I say to them, your relationship is trash? And I don't want that without sounding harsh. Yeah, that would be kind of harsh. I know what you mean though, because it's that crabs in a barrel. They miserable and they want you to be miserable with them. So y'all can sit around and have coffee at Starbucks and talk about how miserable you are with those raggedy ass men that you got. So what you're gonna do is, and this again, I'm gonna tell you what I do. Although people don't really ask me this anymore. They say they sort of build you up and say, oh, you're so funny, you're so pretty, you're so smart, you're this and that, right? So they build you up. As soon as they start that, you already know what's coming. And then they hit you with that. So why aren't you in a relationship? And then you say, well, you just said it because I'm so pretty, so smart to say this and that. I feel like I have the opportunity to carefully pick a man who I feel is on my level and who can match my wonderfulness. And until I do that, I am happily single. I get to do what I want to do, go where I want to go, wear what I want to wear, cook, not cook, clean and not clean. I have the exact life that you wish you had. You can say that. No, that's not harsh, but it is kind of bitchy. But you know what? They should expect something like that before asking you that stupid question because it's really none of their business. But we're going to assume that these are, people that you want to maintain a civil relationship with in some way, shape, or form, like parents, siblings, whatever. So you just say, yeah, because I'm too wonderful to settle. I feel like I don't deserve, I'm not going to give my wonderfulness to just any old body. I'm going to have a man who matches me point for point in wonderfulness. And until I find that or he finds me, then I'm just going to enjoy my life. I'm not pressed to be in a relationship. That don't define who I am as a woman. That's like frosting on this already fantabulous, wonderful, spicy cake. It's good without frosting. It might be a little tastier with it, but frosting, ice cream, whipped cream, same shit. Don't really matter. Yeah, that's the key thing. Happily single. You got to throw that in there because a lot of people think because you single that automatically means that you miserable and lonely. Child, let's just be realistic for a minute. The women that you meet that are in relationships that are actually happy and joy filled and loved and not stressed and not being verbally or emotionally or financially abused is so low. It's so low. So for when people keep want to press that for you to try to make you be in a relationship just so they can put you in some kind of category. That's how you tap dance out of that. Oh no, I'm happily single, and I just like you said, it's all them wonderful things that they listed off. That is just too. That's just too much to be given to some of these dusty bums just to say I have a man. We're not gonna do that. So yes, girl. So you just go and you listen to that and you write it down and you memorize it word for word so that when the next time they ask you that, it's going to fly out your mouth so naturally, so smoothly. It won't sound like it's something that you memorize if you do it right, okay? But that's going to be your go-to answer now, or whatever variation of that works for you. But I strongly suggest that you include those elements in your response because it's got to validate the fact that they think you're wonderful. You acknowledge that. Validate the fact that you are, happy single, okay, and that you get to do everything that you want to do the way that you want to do, which unfortunately not their life, and that you're not pressed. It's like I go on dates, I screen them, I dump them, I do whatever, but until I find the right one, I'm gonna be happily single doing my thing. I'm not too bothered. And you know what's so amazing too? What's so amazing? It's like, why do they always come back? It's like dudes I fired. It could be 20 years, and here they come talking about how wonderful it was and how they messed up. I'm like, what you want me to do about that? That was what you chose to do, and you got fired. You lucky I didn't put my Honda in motion because, quiet as it's kept, that's my preferred method to end relationships, just run you down. Yeah, see, look at Tiff. That's what I'm talking about. So, you see these women, in these quote relationships, and they want you to be in that trick bag with them. Please. I'm like, oh no, I can't. I mean, I talk about relationships and everything like that, but you know why? Because I want you guys. I want you to be happy and loved, but I want you to to know how to find the man who's gonna give you that, and not just anybody. Because I mean, you don't need me for anybody. Dudes always keep trying to hit on women. So you could just line up with one of them if you want to. But my whole purpose of doing this channel is to teach you lessons that you were not taught by your parents and other family members, foster parents, whatever, whoever raised you, about how to assess a man's character, how to determine if he's right for you based on your character and goals, morals, values, all of that kind of stuff. That's why we do this. Okay. Yes, honey, they be regrets. I'm like, I'm not trying to be bothered with them fools. Yeah, Dr. Golder was on hit. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, you welcome, sweetie. Yeah, you write that down and you be all right. Okay, that was kind of messed up that they put her in the spam box. Okay, so who's next? Who's next? I forgot who's next. I remember I said the names. I don't remember. Let me scroll up and see. Oh, Tracy. Tracy got a question? Okay, so he's got Nubian Ninja. Oh, Best Life. It's your turn. Best Life. It's your turn. Best Life. Your turn. And then I guess DC, you after Best Life. Okay, I'm go. There's Best Life's question. What are your thoughts on dating younger men? Size of age gaps that are acceptable, things to consider, etc. Specifically for a woman in her mid 30s, divorced and does not want to get remarried. Mid 30s. Well, let's confession time. All the men I have dated, except for my husband, have been younger than me. All of them. Every single one. I don't do old men. Even when I am old, I still don't do old men. It's just I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like them. I have my boyfriends has been as much as 20 years younger than me. Of course, we knew was a goal. You know what I mean? You don't get into things that's gonna be nothing. I'm definitely not gonna be falling in love or nothing like that. But it's fun. It's fun to hang out with people that's younger than you and travel and do little stuff and just and they have a different perspective on things. I found it entertaining, silly. Sometimes they be silly because they like to do stuff like play a lot of video games and stuff. I'm like, oh, I can't do that with you. I got to go home or don't come over here with that kind of stuff. But as far as like going places and doing stuff and keeping life interesting and the stuff they talk about is very enlightening and the stuff that I could actually use on my show. So it's not it's that's what I do. So for the age gap, I would think it depends. You can't really say that, especially since you don't want to get remarried. Um, all I'm going to tell you is it's going to greatly depend on the maturity of the guy. So you could have somebody who's 25 who's, I mean, mentally, because of the way that he was raised and the responsibility he had maybe for younger siblings and helping his mother and all that kind of stuff. And, his dad died when he was young, or, something. And so he's had a lot of responsibility. He's very mature for his age. Okay, you 25-year-old, he's more like got a mindset of somebody 33, 35, and like he's focused, he's responsible, he's accountable, all that kind of stuff. So I can't really say, you have to really go by what your goal is for the relationship and what's going on in that man's mind. Because quiet as it's kept, honey, it's some 50-year-olds that got the mindset of a 14-year-old. And so just because a man is a certain chronological age, that don't mean crap about his maturity or anything else. You go by what the man is talking about and where he is in life. Okay. And since you're not trying to get married, that's the key thing. It doesn't really matter. You just kicking it to have a good time. Okay. That's what I be straight telling them. I'm here for the fun. And as soon as it gets unfun, I'm out. Oh, why you gonna be like that? Because I just telling you, don't be falling in love or nothing, because you gonna get your feelings hurt. I tell them straight up from the gate. I'm not trying to be in love. I'm not trying to get married. I ain't moving in with nobody. You ain't moving in with me. I ain't having no babies. This is when I was younger, and that was still even an issue. I'm not. I'm none of that's no 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 no. You ain't trapping me with no goddamn baby. We not doing that. I'm not moving in with you. I don't care about your parents. I don't care about your mother, your daddy, your kids that you got, your baby mama drama. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. We're strictly here for the fun part. And like I tell them, as soon as it gets unfun, I'm out. And then I move on to the next one. Oh, okay, DC. Yeah, but that's what I say, Ash. You got to figure it out, what's the man's mindset. Because I found really like guys that are raised in foreign countries, they're so much more mature than American males the same age. It's not even funny. It's they be having starting businesses at 17 and 18 and be like making 50, $80,000 and millions and all kind of stuff. So it's like, you got to understand, you just have to go by the man, talk to him, figure out where his head is, what you could do with him, see if y'all on the same page about what you want from the situation, and then go for it. Okay. I'm really more likely to say, don't go too old. Cause then you're gonna be like, oh my God, Deb, he has ED, and his back is bad, and he got a dad bod, and he got moobs. Nah, not about that life. I'm not about that life. All right, let's see. Oh, don't keep them youngins away, Lee. Just have a good time. Just to say, you just warn them, don't catch feelings. Do not. Because they be like all fascinated. They feel like they have a prize because you're an older woman and they see you as accomplished and stuff. You know what I mean? And they're like trying to figure out, how did this happen and how did they get the heat to get this? And I'm thinking, it was, never mind. Let me shut up. Okay, let me see. Uh, Yeah, go towards the cradle, not the wheelchair. Exactly. Remember that dance they used to have called the Cat Daddy? It was like he was wheeling a wheelchair. Do you remember that dance? Or was this only in California? I don't know, but they used to have a dance called the Cat Daddy, and it was a trip. My little cousin showed me. I said, they're looking like somebody wheeling a wheelchair. And she said, that's what it is, how the old men be running a wheel up and on you and holler. I was like, oh my God, I will never do this dance as long as I live. It's a little bit too close to home. Okay, let me see. I was looking for whose question was I looking for? Shoot. Oh, okay, yeah, best life. That was you. Okay, so let's see. DC. DC, what's your question? DC, and then Tracy. I don't know if you have a question or you were just making a donation. So Tracy, you gonna be after DC. Okay, let's see. DC said there was something that happened that was shouldn't have happened. I'm trying to find DC's question. Tiff, okay, that's true. I met this dude. He was only 38 years old, and he told me he had what you call it? Uh, he had some clogged art. Well, there's another arteriosclerosis. That's what it is. He had arteriosclerosis, and he had some ED issues. I'm like, boy, you need to go on a vegan diet immediately, if not sooner. Because whatever is wrong with you at 30, you're not even 40 years old yet, and you already got a body like a 65-year-old man. I'm looking at him like he was cute too, but I don't want to do any work. I just want to look at it and for things to start happening. I don't want to actually do anything, like work to make, you know, happen. I don't want to do any work. I'm not about that life. I just want to just look at it or just, touch it like briefly. Ding! Like with my finger is a magic wand. And then there's like all kind of uplift going on. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not trying to be doing all that work. That's just too much. It have me tired before anything even goes on. Yeah. Well, this dude was 38 that I'm talking about. But I was all excited because he was cute and fine and all, you know what I mean? But his diet sucked. So he just had, some issues. I wasn't trying to be bothered with all of that. Hey, if you're on the older dudes, whatever. That's on you. I don't care. I'm not really, I don't know. I probably would meet some older dude that I like, but I haven't done it yet. DC, where's your question at? I can't find it. Yeah. High cholesterol, high blood pressure, stroking out and shit. I'm like, what the hell? I'm looking for uh DC, where is your question? I'm not finding it. And she said, sorry for the typos. This question was sent before she went to press it, but I don't even see it at all. So I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. Waiting for DC's question. While we wait for DC, Tracy, what's your question? As Tracy had paid her super chat fee. Yeah, see, DC, just retype it because, ideally, I want you guys to wait until we call your name and tell you it's your turn. Because if you type it in as soon as you pay the super chat, I'm not going to see it because I'm answering somebody else's question. And then it's going to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll, and then it's just going to be lost. So hold your question. You pay your fee, then you go into the queue. Hold your question until we ask you to type it, okay? Then it'll be right here, and then I can see it like right then. Okay, Tracy, how do I become more disciplined? I have been successful in many areas of my life, but I struggle to stay focused on one thing, and it causes me to give up on projects. Sometimes, thank you. Oh, I'm probably not a good person to ask that because I do that myself. Um, I mean, sometimes, certain projects should be given up on. What can I say? You just, it seemed like a good idea at the time. You know what I mean? But then as you get into it, you say, this isn't really what I thought it was going to be. And so I'm going to either abandon this version of it and come up with something else or change the project altogether. Because, like, okay, say for instance, you want to write a book. So you sit down and you start writing a book about, I don't know, gardening, how to grow roses. And then you realize I don't really care about growing roses. That's something that, I did when I was growing up, but that's not really where my interest is now. Roses are beautiful and I don't mind it, but I don't really want a whole book about roses. So you scratch that project and then you decide, oh, I'm going to make a book of vegan recipes. That's where I am now in life. And so then you embark on that. Now, you still got the book, but you have a new vision for it. You see what I mean? Sometimes you have to make slight adjustments in what your dreams are. Um, yeah, I'm girl, sir, nerd Sue. We the procrastination queen. That is me. I'm doing that. Sometimes what works for me too is to make a list of the things that I need to do, and I have the list divided by what I need to do today, what I need to do this week, what I need to do this month, what I need to do this year. and then the things keep moving. I saw this one efficiency expert, and she had the things like in a like a jar, so that she would move them from one jar to the next. I just make a list, and then as I do the things, I cross them off, and it appeals to me because I can skip around. So that skip around mentality, where we don't want to stay focused on one thing, having it where you can just go from one list to the next and skip around and cross stuff out, that appeals to that innate nature. um, but that have found is very helpful because I keep looking at it, and I keep looking at it, and it keeps reminding me what I need to do. And so eventually, I will do it. I'm getting better at it as I get older, but it's still something I personally struggle with. I have so many interests, so many ideas, so many things I'm excited about. It's hard for me to stay focused on one thing for too long. So, that's why even with our series that we do here, notice how there's always a cutoff period. Then I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do something else. I want to do something new. It's that mentality that you're talking about. Yeah, so the jar thing might work for you. What you need to do today, what you need to do this week, any day this week, but by the time Saturday night, midnight rolls around, this better be done. And then, maybe this month, and then definitely this year, your annual goals. Some people do New Year's resolutions or whatever. It might be, I want to lose 30 pounds this year. So you start off, you lose a pound a week. I mean, you got that under control. Yeah, I remember that. She did say that. That was, what was her name? I can't remember, but I remember that. Yeah, Lee, that's what's hard. When you got so many things that excite you, you just hop around from project to project because everything's exciting and fun and interesting. And I want to do them all. It's just hard to just pick one thing. That's my suggestion anyway, Trace. Try it and see if it helps. Because writing, versus just having stuff in your head versus seeing it in black and white is different. So, like I said, I used a list, but I had a guest at some point. I don't remember when. Maybe it was last February, who suggested, the jar technique and putting the stuff you have to do on those strips of paper and moving them from jar to jar as time passed. Okay, who was the next person? We were still waiting for DC. DC, did you get a chance to retype your question yet? DC. Sock drawer. Oof, come do mine. You know what I found when I would do my laundry? I used to worry about that organizing my sock drawer, but then I figured out a technique. I ball my socks like my mother and grandmother used to do for my grandfather and my daddy. So they have like the socks of these little balls. They're like folded in on each other. So you just throw them in there. I mean, they don't have to be organized. Just tossed in the drawer. So you just reach in the drawer, you pull out a ball, and there's your pair of socks. And I started doing that. I don't know, probably about 3, 4 years ago. It changed my life. No more searching through the drawer. I'm like, why didn't I think of this before? So now I do that as I do my laundry. I ball the socks, and then I play basketball. I pretend I'm Kobe. I'm channeling Kobe and Michael Jordan. Come for that three, and I'm across the room, and so I make a little game out of getting it into the drawer. But that's what works for me. Yeah, that's what it is, Ravania. It's like a ball and folded over. And so the elastic is at the top and the sock is in the bottom part, and it's like a little ball. And then you play basketball with it into your drawer. I'm telling you, two. Okay, DC. Where is DC's question at? This poor young lady, she's been waiting so long. I want to make sure her question get answered. Okay, I'll keep an eye out. Did I skip anybody? Did anybody get skipped? I don't know, but let me do in the meantime while we wait. Let me give you another question. Okay, so this girl, she says, okay, so today my boyfriend told me, quote, if I were single, I would do it with anyone I thought was attractive. And this really bothered me. These sorts of comments are made very frequently. I know that jealousy is a reflection of my own insecurity, but I'm just wondering, is it appropriate for him to say that, or is it just my sensitive self overreacting? Girl, he's trying to be funny. And so, what you okay, depending on your self-confidence, were my boyfriend to say some mess like that to me, I'd say, "Oh, well, you say some mess like that one more time to me, you will be single and you could go and do that." Okay, then you won't have to wish for it. It'll be true. It'll be something you can do. But one thing you have to realize is that just because you think they're attractive don't mean they're gonna think the same about you. You forgot that part. You little troll looking motherfucker. Looking like some little under the bridge troll, a munchkin, a smurf. I mean, whatever his issue is, whatever he got on going on, that's when the time would be to pull that out and to cap on his ass. Say, you ain't that cute. I tolerate you and stuff, and I think you're cute, but I mean, there's plenty of people that look way better than you, and I'm sure other women would have the same opinion. So you up here fantasizing about all what you would do, you would get shot down, monkey. You would get shot down. So you can have all them fantasies if you want to. Yeah, it's very disrespectful. See, that's what I mean. You don't. My thing is, you could be disrespectful. I can't stop you. You know what I mean? But you better be prepared for what's going to come out of my mouth that's going to disrespect you back. And anything that you say that makes me look at you sideways and makes my kid gloves come off and I start ripping you up one side and down the other, it's on now. And whatever kind of relationship that we had, it just went up in smoke because you said some stuff to me that you had no business saying. You get one time. See, so that would be the kind of thing like, and you say he makes these kind of comments frequently. Why do you put up with that? That don't make no sense. That's not appropriate for him to be saying stuff like that. So yeah. I mean, you got to give these dudes a reality check. I don't know what kind of fantasies they be living, thinking they got all of that together. You got all that money, you got all that body, and you got all that face working. That every woman that you interested in is gonna be interested in you back. You tripping? Even The Rock couldn't get every woman that he wants. You know why? Because for some women he's too big. Like me. I mean, I like looking at him, but I wouldn't want to be in bed with that. That's too much man for me. I'd be running from him. And anybody who's built like that, I don't, that don't do it for me. I like that lean, tall, muscular, cut basketball player type build. I don't even like baseball players. They too stocky. I don't like that either. I don't like football players except unless it's like a wide receiver type of body. But yeah, I don't like men that's got all that buff going on. That don't do it for me. I look at it like I said. I can appreciate it from my personal trainer, point of view. But I don't want that. That's not me. So I mean, men have this fantasy that they have that all women like one thing or something. I don't know what they be thinking. It's so stupid. But this dude here, he would have had to get a reality check, and his feelings would have got super hurt. We're like, you tripping. You think everybody that you think is attractive is interested in your monkey ass? You drunk or high or stupid or both, all the above, something. Where's that young DC? You like them stocky built? See, when I see a stocky built man, you know what I think about? Fred Flintstone. No. Barney Rubble. Mm-mm. Nope. No, thank you. No, thanks. Yeah, you could have them, JQ. Cause I look at little Lisa and I'm thinking, okay, what's be going on there? Not like I be trying to be all in folks' life and stuff, but it's just curious because she's tiny. And Jason Momoa is a big old dude. But something must be working because, honey, he got married to that woman and you don't hear a peep out of him. He don't be doing nothing except being with his wife and his kids and making movies and going taking his ass home. So, I don't know what it is about that girl. She got something. I wish I could package it. She got something because she had Lenny Kravitz all crazy, and he's still in her life and still hanging around. Your hubby's 5'7" and skinny. Well, you know what, Trace? That's okay. You love him. We don't have to. You love him. We love you, so I guess we love him by proxy. So he all right. We'll just probably laugh at him and say, "Dude, you need a sandwich. You need a sandwich or something. You need something to eat." Okay, where's DC at? You are too? I don't know. I just never imagined what, that's a surprise. But then on the other hand, I never really thought about what you was built like. That's probably just me. Okay, I'm still not seeing yeah, she must leave. She got some kind of magical shit going on because I'm telling you, every man that woman been with is just like, I can't leave her alone. I can't go away. Yeah, Lenny is gorgeous. And their daughter, what's her name? Lisa and Lenny's daughter, Zoe. Zoe is gorgeous. So they make cute babies. I haven't seen the kids that she's made with Jason. He was 125 pounds. Girl, that's less than skinny. Okay. I haven't weighed 125 pounds since I was in college. Okay, well, I don't know where DC's question is. Hope it comes at some point. Let me make sure she didn't send it as an email. Let me just check. Nope. At 7:55 Mountain Time. Oh, I'm not seeing timestamps. Okay. Shay, if you saw her question, can you copy and paste it down here somewhere so I can see it, or somebody who know where her question is? Because I am not seeing it. Oh, maybe I have to go over here to Facebook. I mean, YouTube. That's what I have to do. I'm looking at a compilation chat stream. It's got chats coming in from other places too. I don't see it. Oh, they are? Okay, I've never seen them. Never seen a picture of them, at least that I can recall. That's less than skinny. Tracy gonna be coming after me with daggers in her eyes. Let me shut up. Uh, yeah, if somebody knows DC's question, please paste it in the chat for me so I can see it. Cause I want to get this young lady's question answered, but I just don't know where it happened to it. Her name is DC. DC. DC is her initials. Okay. Let me while I wait for DC's question, let me go on and do another one of these filler questions that I have. Okay, now. This lady writes, my husband communicates with his ex. They aren't doing business and they do not have kids together. I don't want to overreact, but at the same time, I also don't want to be disrespected. What should I do? Okay, he communicates with his ex. What is they communicating? I mean, what? Okay, so what is it that you are so afraid of that he's communicating with his ex? Do know that a man is going to talk to other women in his life, right? Co-workers, ex-co-workers, his boss, people that may in some social club or professional organization that he's in. You can't keep your man in a box like he's never going to talk to no other woman. Now, and depending on what age he was when he got married to this ex, um, you being just ridiculous. If this is somebody he was dating and married to when he was really young, I mean, what you think? They have mutual friends, probably went to school together, and I mean, grew up in the same neighborhood. All kind of stuff went on. If that's not the kind of man that you wanted, you shouldn't have married him. You can't marry a man and then complain about what his lifestyle and stuff after the fact. You knew he had these friends. You knew he had an ex. The fact that they don't have kids together, he's just supposed to just shut her out of his life if they didn't, break up at some kind of animosity. It just was kind of a mutual thing where they decided that they weren't good married. But that doesn't mean that they can't still be friendly with each other. Like I said, if people grow up in the same neighborhood, have mutual friends, and these families know each other and stuff like that, he can't just not talk to the woman. Okay, you doing too much. You wrote a very long question. He might not, but we don't really know because that's all she says. What I wrote, they communicate about what? How often? What by what method? Face to face, on the phone, text, like over Facebook. I mean, what? What are you talking about? Does he like her pictures or something? I mean, there's so much that's not included here that I think this is why we didn't put it in the advice column because it was just too. It wasn't no information to go on. I don't want to be disrespected. I mean, I don't know. Well, DC, you could just send it to me in an email then, and I'll just answer to you. I'll just, send you an answer off the show. How about we do that? It's debsterism@gmail.com. Let's do it that way. Just send your question there. Unless you do that, what Dee Dee Ann just told you. Okay, we're still taking questions. We're taking questions. You got a question, make your $5 super chat donation, or you can send it to me on Cash App and tell me in the chat what your Cash App name is so I can match up the payment. And yeah, okay. Yeah, she does. Like she be whipping it on them. They be like in a trance and having a spell or something. Okay, here's another one. This lady says, I started dating a man a couple of months ago. Hmm. Things are going well, at least I thought they were. We had a conversation today that he said he loves me and thinks I am beautiful. Yet, he is not sure he wants to be with me. What does that even mean? I heard that guys fall in love quickly, so does this mean this guy will never feel more deeply for me? A couple of months ago, he loves me, thinks I'm beautiful, yet he's not sure he wants to be with me. Okay, once he says he's not sure he wants to be with you, that means I don't want to be with you. Okay, they say I'm not sure as a way to make the bitterness of the breakup, more palatable. But understand men talk. I don't know what I want means I know I don't want to be with you, but I don't know what else I might want. But saying I don't know if I want to be with you means I don't want to be committed to you. But if you let me hang around and tap that ass when I get ready because you are beautiful and, this and that, I will do that, but don't expect anything more. That's what that's telling you. Okay. And telling you that you beautiful and I love you, but I don't want to be with you. What kind of bullshit is that? And that's what you were supposed to say to him. That's some bullshit. I don't want to hear that. It's not, what you're trying to do is telling me that you don't want to be here. So go. I'm not trying to force you. Ain't nobody trying to make you be here. Yeah, I want a man who wants to be with me, but just as much as I want to be with him, and that ain't you. So get your little dusty shit and your hush puppies and your kerchief and go. Yeah, they know. They already know. They know from the first day they meet you if they want to be with you or not. That might not mean that he's ready to pop the question and put a ring on it, as they say, but he knows if he wants to be with you or not. This is not rocket science. Okay? It doesn't take that much to figure out. I don't know, but soon as they she's ShaeTheLight Urban. She changed her name. She's no longer Lady Boss. She is ShaeTheLight. Ah. Yeah, I can't be bothered. They want to play them kind of games, just send him on his way. It's unfortunate that more women don't have the courage to do that, though. You see a dude coming at you like that, telling you some nonsense along those lines. Uh, I don't know if I want to be with you. I'm not sure I want to be with you. That means I don't want to be with you. Take the not sure out. And there is the truth of his emotions. A man who wants to be with you would never say anything like that to you. Okay? Because he wants you to know how he feels. He knows he wants you to know what page he's on. He wants you to know what his goal is for the two of you in a relationship. This is just some BS right here. Yeah, she said it was a long question, so it's probably better just to send it in. That might be why it went into spam because it was too long. But yeah, it's better just to send it in to me by email. That's always the best way. Okay, now here's another one, and this one was crazy. My boyfriend thinks I'm ugly, or in his words, I'm quote below average. It really hurts that he thinks I'm that way. I'm ashamed that he looks very handsome and I'm, quote, ugly. My loved ones say I look pretty, but I just need to lose some weight. Should I change how I look for him? What should I do? Oh, you should drop immediately 180 pounds by dumping him. That's what you should do. Why are you going to let a man sit up there and tell you some mess like that? That you below average and say, well, so is your dick. But I mean, what? What you want from me? Your dick game is whack, and the size is definitely below average. So it sounds like to me we're even. That's what you say to somebody like that. You don't let him no man come at you like that, all kind of crazy, trying to demean and berate you, and then you listen to it and you believe it. You supposed to start reading him from his head to his toe. You talk about everything about him that you know about him, everything that you see, everything he ever told you about himself that hurts his feelings. You bring it up and throw it in his face just like they always do women. Yeah, then she said that's her boyfriend. He wouldn't be my boyfriend after I read his ass like a book. Oh, is that what we doing now? Is that the game we playing now? Let me show you how it's done, son, cuz you don't know. You ain't even you ain't good at this. You going to come up with somebody with something below average shit. Let me show you how that works. And then he would get told and then fired. You don't let you running around feeling ashamed and all that stuff. You supposed to make him feel ashamed for saying some shit like that to you. That's what you know. You don't buy you bop him with words. That's what you do. You hurt every feeling he ever thought he could ever possibly have in his entire life. You hurt them all. Every single one. You know, I wish a motherfucker would. So I could just have a license to act stupid. But this young ladies listening to this, don't you ever allow a man to get in your head like this. If a man tells you anything negative about yourself, you start in on him and you give it right back to him. Because that's the main thing. He trying to play that, that thing, that mind control game where they start trying to break you down mentally and emotionally. And you're letting it work on you. You fell right into the game. That's not how you do it. You don't ever let a man get to your head like that. He starts trying to talk about you like, hold up, son, hold up. First of all, who told you that you could have an opinion about me? First of all, let's start there. I didn't give you permission to have an opinion about anything to do with me, whether it's good or bad. You don't have permission to do that, so shut up. Now you're gonna talk. We're gonna be playing this game where you think that's what you're gonna do, and that's how you're gonna play. Let me show you, and then you do it right back to him, like I said. No, you don't want to ghost him. That's not good enough. You don't ghost somebody who talks to you like this. You read his ass. Then you fire him and block him. But you don't let him have the last word. Are you kidding me? That's some bullshit. That's what they want you to do, to go away like that and just with your tail tucked between your legs and not say something. You don't ever do that. You don't never do that. Never. Well, if they saying that, Earlene, then that means that they are just somebody who has extremely low self esteem and they know they don't have no kind of heat. They dick game is on whack. And so they got a woman who's ugly and desperate to have somebody so that she would never want to leave them. And no matter what they did or didn't do, she would stay because her self esteem is so low. That's what they were essentially looking for. They don't want a woman who's got some heat that wouldn't be putting up with that mess. Thank you, beautiful stranger. I love Debruary too, but you know what I also love? When it's over. Because it's a lot. And this time, since I did pre recorded shows too, I've been doing Debruary since January 15th. That's when I started recording the first show. So I'm like kind of tired. Yeah, but I'm just not believing this that um and she says I just need to lose weight. You know what? You know when women have be stressed out when they have men that stress them out. That's when you gain weight because you stress eat because they be working your nerves. Soon as you don't have them in your life, you calm down. Everything's beautiful. Your skin clears up. You lose weight. You have time to exercise again because you're not worried about what he's doing, where he is, and hearing his trash talk. And you sleep better. Your skin clears up. Your hair starts growing. I mean, all your nails grow. All kind of stuff happens. Wonderful when you have a man who's stressing you out. out of your life. So you guys just have to have enough courage to make that cut. You don't let no man talk to you like this. Wait for your Applebee's margarita. Yes, there's no Applebee's around me. What's this place by me? I can't remember the name of it. Some little fast food restaurant type thing. Yeah, I've been working on Debruary since December. Like the first part of December, I started looking for gas and designing the graphics and all the stuff I needed to do. It's a lot. Y'all don't be surprised if we have fifth annual and then that's it. 5 years of February, that's a lot. Plus I'm old now. It's hard for me to do. Okay, let's move on. I'm still waiting for more questions. You guys just listening to the questions, my spare questions. You only got 8 of them. Okay. This is number 6. My boyfriend told me that he wants his single mother to live with us when we get married. Hmm. I have heard that living with in-laws is a bad idea. What should I do about this situation? Oh, there is? All the way in Alameda? Girl, that is too far. If I can't get there in 10 minutes, I'm not going. Okay, so he wants his mother to live with you. Okay, there's a lot of questions here. How well do you know this mother? Do you get along with this mama? Is she like a reasonable person? What kind of living situation is y'all gonna have a house where she has like an in-law unit or a duplex where she has her own side? Or is this gonna be like an apartment where she got a room and y'all right down the hall, sharing kitchens and every bathrooms and stuff? I mean, what's the situation? What's the living arrangement supposed to be like? How old is his mother? What's her health like? If you uh is he expecting like once you have kids or something that his mother's going to be like the babysitter for your children? What if you don't like how she raises, how she does your kids? Your ideas of child and parenting are so different that it causes some conflict. What if uh, she gets sick? Because older people do that tends to happen. She gets sick. Are you supposed to be staying home to take care of his mama? Okay, well he's doing all that with his mother. What about your parents? Are everybody gonna be living under one roof, one big happy family? I mean, what? There's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot to unpack. Well, see, I'm not gonna say that she has to decide herself. I wouldn't do it because if that's what he wanted to do, he could go and live with his mother, and then I would just be living by myself, and then get me a new boyfriend. Okay. Because obviously you're young and he's his single mother. But then what's supposed to happen about his mother dating? She gonna be bringing her men all up in your house? What about when y'all have kids? Is she still gonna be trying to do that? There's a lot of stuff here that you need to ask this boyfriend of yours. He probably hasn't thought about. You know, and who's supposed to be supporting her, buying her food and paying her share of the light bills that she want to be running and the water bills that she gonna be running up and her buying her toiletries and stuff. Does she have a job, or is he supporting her? Is he going to expect you to help support her too? I mean, there's so many questions I have here that you didn't even address here. But I mean, I would want to know all of that stuff, but it really wouldn't matter. I'd just be asking rhetorically. And then I would tell him at the end of it, oh, no, that's not going to happen, sir. We're breaking up. Yeah, but still, you want to you want to get the answers because I'm just nosy like that. I would just want to know if he thought about it and if he did, what was he thinking? That would be my thing. I want to know that part. But would that mean that we're gonna do it and that she's gonna be in the house with me and all that? I'm gonna be bothered with her ass all the time? No, not gonna happen. Mm-mm. Nope. Nope. No. Nope. Not happening. All right. Okay. I have 2 more questions. I'm still waiting for questions from you guys. Questions. Questions. Let me see if somebody sends anything by email. Nope. 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 I'm looking. Nope. 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 Okay. Yeah, I would still leave him too, but I still would want to know all the answers to them questions because I would want to know uh, either how he arrived at this conclusion that this was a good idea, or I would want to know how stupid he was and how he didn't think of anything. He just thought about her living there, but none of the foundational questions did he consider. Well, see, then you would know if you did marry a man like that you would be marrying an idiot because he didn't think about nothing. You know, you got somebody who's changed, who's going to be impacting your life, and that's he's supposed to be the leader of the household and the head of the household and the father and all this other stuff here, and he don't think no better than that. See, that would be a mistake to marry a man like that who goes off half cocked and don't think about nothing thoroughly. No, you ain't involving my money, my time, my body, or my future children in your non-thinking bullshit. We're not going to do that. So, see, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. A lot of times, men don't understand how women think. Safety for women is everything. Okay, thanks, DC, for letting me know. Hmm. Yes, girl. That's I've heard that people say that I'm more useful than their shrink. But see, that's why I never went back to school. Cause then you got to get a license, and they put you in handcuffs with what you can and cannot say to people. I don't have such a rule on me. Thank you, sweetie. That's just very nice of you. Yeah, I'll get to your question, after you email it to me. This is the kind of thing, like I was saying, that, you as a woman, before you marry a man, that's why I tell you guys, you gotta, the vetting video is a good start, but that's like the early part of dating. But that vetting process must continue on, especially if you're talking about marrying somebody. You need to know how he thinks and what he thinks about and how he arrives at decisions. Is he, because a lot of these dudes are they like emotional little he bitches, and they just go fly off the handle and think about everything like a kid. I mean, they're just so emotional about everything. So you can't have a man like that. You try to plan your life and you plan to be with him through retirement and raise a family and all that kind of stuff. And he makes all half-cocked decisions. It flies off the handle and everything's all emotional. You don't marry somebody like that, you will be miserable. That's the kind of man that have you living in a trailer park somewhere in a mobile home after he done lost the house because he invested in some stupid stuff that he didn't think through and investigate properly. Well, Rollo said, and so, you know what I mean. So now here go your $50,000 savings that y'all was gonna use to buy a house in some harebrained scheme, and then he loses all the money. So you have to know what kind of dude you got. Y'all saving money to buy a house. He goes and pulls the money out, $10,000, and buys rims for his car. Stuff like that. You got a stupid fool. You married an idiot. Okay, so these are the kind of things you need to understand when such situations like this come up. You got to ask a lot of questions, and you got to figure out how is he arriving at the conclusions that he's arriving at. There's a lot more to choosing a husband or even choosing a boyfriend, even choosing a father, someone to father your child, whether you decide to be married to him or not. Y'all need to be thinking more. You just be having babies willy nilly and then come to find out that it's a fool. You don't have the kid by an idiot. And he's stupid and the kid's stupid too. And then you got stuck with two stupid people. That's so not me. I can't be bothered. Mm-mm. That's so not gonna happen. Yeah, girl, on vacations. Some men do that. They bring their mothers on dates. They want their mother to come on their honeymoon, all kind of stuff. I'm like, you just a little bit. You want to fuck her too? I mean, what? Is she gonna carry the baby too? What you doing? See, nah, I can't do that. I can't have a guy like that. Mm-mm. Okay, let's move on. I'm still waiting for more questions. I got two more in my arsenal here. Uh my spare questions that I had for backup. But y'all, nobody got more questions. I thought this show would be flooded. Everybody always like, I got a question. I got a question. Can I get my question answered? Like here on the show. I have a question. If you on some other platform like Twitch or something like that, and you got Cash App, you can send your $5 by Cash App to Debsterism. Debsterism is right there on the screen. That's the Cash App thing. The super chat, you have to unfortunately be over on here on a YouTube platform to use that. But Cash App, anybody can use it on any of the platforms that this show is currently streaming on. And, get their question answered in real time right here, right now. If it's something that's really important and you need to know it, like for tomorrow night, for dating this weekend, or Valentine's Day, or something like that, now is the time. Don't wait till I get offline and then come trying to say, oh no, I just thought of my question. I should have asked her. This is the time. $5. This is something that usually costs $25 minimum. But we're doing on a special show. It's $5. Okay. Yeah, he gonna leave her doing all the work for his mama, please. I'm not down with that. I'm not down with that. Oh, she might. I mean, plus not only that, something else I just thought of. That's what he's saying. His mother. I mean, do we even know if he's talked to his mother about this? She might be like, I'm not trying to live with you. You tripping. You know what I mean? We don't know that. He hasn't. The letter. She doesn't have enough information here. But this is something that's a very real possibility. This is something he might like, but his mother might not want to be up in the house with him. She might be looking forward to him getting married so she can get her freak on and do all kind of wild stuff in her own house by herself, and and not be bothered with him. Witnessing her antics. I would read you your rights. Uh-oh. Well, Miss DC, Miss Dominique, um, that's why people are here, though. Because you're here to learn. You're here to learn to do better and to make better choices. Now, the only problem I have when people have been here for a while and then they continue to make stupid choices and they want to run back and say, oh, I know you talked about this. I remember you saying this and that, blah, blah, blah. But, and then they put that, but once they say, but, I'm like, oh, no, you get ready to get red. You get ready to get red. What's wrong with you? All this knowledge and stuff that you had, all these lessons, you could hear the videos every day if you need to. If you have trouble with it sinking in, you put that sucker on play every day and you listen to it in the morning before you go out and make stupid decisions. That's what you need to do. Yeah, lots of questions, lots of questions. I was hoping there would be lots of questions. But we got a lot of questions for advice next week. We've been having like 25 questions every week for What the Fuck Tuesday, which will be back next week. We didn't have it this week because we're having this tonight instead. Yeah, Mama might want to be getting her freak on. She might be like busting at the seams waiting for him to get out the house so she could like have herself some fun. I want to be following him back to something where she's going to be constrained again. You just never know because we don't know how old he is. His mother might only be like in her late 40s or something, early 50s, and still be on hot to trot. She's like, oh no, I can't wait for you to leave. Get out. Okay, so let's move on. Let's talk about this. I've been dating my boyfriend for a year and have always talked about how I love to get flowers. He has never given flowers to anyone ever, but recently it was one of his girlfriend's birthday and he gave her flowers, but I didn't get any for my birthday. What is that about? You've been dating him for a year? Well, it shouldn't be a year and one more day because when a man really wants to please you and make you happy, and you tell him what could make you happy, he does that thing. You know why he does that thing? Because he knows he don't even have to stress about what he needs to do to make you happy because you've already given him a script. So, normally what a guy would do is just figure out which type of flowers you like or basically which type you don't like. So then he'll make sure that he doesn't get that, but he'll get something else that's in season. You know what I mean? But he's not making any effort to that, and he gonna buy flowers for some other broad, and not for you. And you still call him your boyfriend? See, this is the part that drives me crazy about these young women. It's like you have these, you know, these boyfriends that are just like so rogue and so disrespectful and so discourteous, and you stay with them, and it just amazes me. I would so be not be there. I mean, it's like, dang, I even had friend, dudes I was just like kicking it with. Not in the relationship. It was very well known. It wasn't no nothing like that. And they still would bring you flowers and, Valentine's, send you a Valentine card or, send flowers to your job or whatever, nothing, because they know that you like that kind of stuff. And if you got that kind of situation, they know it's gonna make the magic happen and you be all receptive to whatever it is they talking about. And admittedly, they might be doing that to two or three other women. Do I care? Because I'm not with them like that. As long as I get mine. You know what I mean? I'm not trying. We didn't have it like that. It wasn't no kind of commitment. So if he want to go broke sending roses to 4 or 5 women, that's his red wagon. But usually you would come to find out it was just me. And they, even though we weren't a couple, they still knew they wanted to do something nice for you because they knew that it would make you happy. That's the kind of man that you want. Now, I didn't want to be in a relationship with them for some other, for other reasons, but they still had the right attitude about listening to what I wanted, what I enjoyed, what would make me happy, and then delivering that thing. If you have a man, you calling him your man, and he's not even doing that, then what are you doing? What are you doing? Seriously, what are you doing? Oh, let's see what somebody sent a cash app. I just heard the little sound here. And so that means someone has a question. Okay, how do I can't, why am I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh, Shawnee. Okay, thanks, Shawnee. And then Tuesday Powell, it's your turn. I got you. I'm waiting. Okay, let's see. Oh, you're so kind. Thanks, Flo. Thank you. I'm waiting for Miss Tuesday's question. This actually, this cash app thing, this is working out all right. And luckily, I remembered to bring my phone in here because usually my phone will be rooms away and I'll be in my ear on the computer. Since my daughter moved out, her room has become my YouTube space. So I have everything in one spot now and reclaimed my living room. Some men are more thoughtful to their friends than they are to their girlfriend. Yeah, well, see, then that's who they need to be dating. That's my sentiment about it. You're not going to be more kind and respectful and courteous to other people than you are to me. And I'm the one whose bed you crawling up in? Oh no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. See, so that to me that means like, you know, what are you doing? Why are you here? It's just, and it's the longer yet ladies need to ask themselves, why are you letting a man like that be in your life and he's not giving you what you need to be happy? And you won't keep staying with him? They get fired immediately. Okay, Tuesday, I'm waiting for your question, sweetie. And then we will answer. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand these people, what their deal is. We're looking for a question from Tuesday Powell. Tuesday. Miss Tuesday with her question. Yeah, you ain't getting my wonderfulness and you don't make me happy and do nothing that I want you to do. You can get out of my face with that. Okay, we're waiting for Tuesday. And Dominique. Thanks, Dominique. Well, if you have a question, let me know. I think some people they just want to, support the channel, which we appreciate that too, because it's a lot of work. Okay, Tuesday. So what's your question? Did I miss it? I'm waiting for to see Tuesday's question. so I could answer it right quick. Okay, let me make a note. Okay. And Sherry, thank you, thank you. Sherry, you have a question while we wait for Tuesday? I'm glad you guys are enjoying Debruary. I have to say, these guests have just been phenomenal, and we're not even halfway through yet. So, Sunday is the 14th. That's the halfway mark. If you have questions that you want us to bring, to talk about on the final day of February, I have a panel discussion. There'll be six young women and myself talking about whatever it is that you send our way. We're going to talk about a wide variety of things that day, and from different women's perspective. So I invite you to submit your questions in advance to Debsterism, same email, debsterism@gmail.com, and whatever the question is that you have that you want us to kind of toss around and give our viewpoints on, we'll be happy to add that to the discussion list. Yes, I do phone sessions. I do them a lot with couples. Actually, they're not really that many phone sessions lately. Everybody's doing like Zoom. We're face to face. But you book that on survivingdating.com. Are you going to email yours Tuesday? Okay. You book it through survivingdating.com. There's something a form that says "Get Advice" up near the top in the nav bar. Click that and then fill out the form, and you can just click which which thing you want. Look on there, and then you make the payment on PayPal. They'll give you a receipt number. Then when you go back to that form, you enter the receipt number, and then that's how I know, whose fee it is and what service is that you're purchasing. Because you could get just a written one, you could get a phone consult, or you could get the Zoom live stream thing. And so I offer all of those services, but mostly I've been mainly doing couples lately. Sherry says, "What do you do when you ask a dude to not approach you and he says he's going to do it anyway?" Huh? How do you ask somebody not to approach you in advance? I'm confused. Can you explain that a little bit better? I'm confused. How did you know to tell him not to approach you? And what do you mean approach? Like ask you out? Girl, you so cryptic. I don't know what you mean. Can a sister splain, so I can get an idea exactly what you mean before I answer? With Miss Sherry. Yeah, this is a trip. He never gave her flowers, please. He would be so fired. I don't care if you got to pick one out the neighbor's yard on your way into my house. You better do something. I don't know. I'm waiting to see exactly what she means. I don't want to jump to a conclusion and assume anything. So I want to know. Uh, ugh. Dang, he could at least got you some edibles. Yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to get a little clearer idea of what she means exactly before I respond to that question. Because, my imagination could go all kinds of places. I just want to know exactly what that means. Okay, so Tuesday. Oh, Tuesday came with her question. She says, "How do you know if you are in love? I feel like my boyfriend is close to saying he loves me, and that scares me a little bit. We've been dating for 6 months. Everything is great so far. Why are you scared though? I mean, you keep dating somebody and everything's going good. That's essentially what's going to happen, girlfriend. If you didn't want to hear the L word, you were supposed to break up. Break up before he start catching feelings. But if everything's going really well, I mean, why would he fall in love? I mean, aren't you fabulous and wonderful and stuff? How you gonna be not fabulous with a name like Tuesday? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Of course he's gonna fall in love. You should have expected that. Every man I go out with, I expect him to fall in love. When they don't, I'd be like, "What? What's going on here?" But what do you? I don't know. Why are you scared though? Don't be afraid. I mean, it's not like your relationship is gonna really change. If he's already treating you well, you already treating him well. It's just gonna be more the same. He's just letting his feelings be known versus holding them in. But that's what happens, when a guy gets to the point where he can't hold it back no more. He just gotta let it go. Then that's how you know. What's the meaning of love? Well, if she says it's going really well, he's probably, I would assume, already doing those kind of things and making sacrifices, going out of his way to show her, support and love and all this kind of stuff. Um, Devotion, consideration, those kinds of things. So she wouldn't have to ask for that. That's all that falls under love. Okay, there she goes, Sherry. I met this dude at a community support group, and he hung around me a lot and wanted to see me outside of this community group. He'd show up in places where I wasn't expecting to see him. Oh, I see what you mean. So then he's approaching you. Okay, well, what you need to do, girlfriend, is this community group that you party of that he's uh they must have everybody's contact information, right? Yeah, I see it. They have everybody's contact information. You need to go to whoever's running this community support group and tell them what's going on. Okay, because you want to create a paper trail and say, I don't know who this dude is. I don't know why he's, doing this. I told him I did not want him. I'm not trying to be involved with him like that. I don't want to hang out with him outside of this format. And he keeps showing up at places where I am, which means he's following me. What information do you have on this individual so that I can have it, and in case something happens, I can make sure my friends have it so that they can go straight to the police. And then you get every information that you have and try to take a picture of him undercover so that he don't know that you have it. If you have a way to get his license plate number, you get that. You get every piece of dirt on this motherfucker that you can find so that you're prepared. So if anything, funky goes down, uh, you can you have some recourse, and you can also have the information that you need to file a restraining order. Now, this community support group that you're a part of, is this something that you can not participate in? Not to talk to me when he saw me in public places, and he's not respecting my need to not talk to me. Yeah, you're gonna have to do something with the head of this community, this whoever's running this support group thing. You need to go in there and tell everybody what's going on. See, I'm the kind that would stand like they have a meeting, right? I would say I need the microphone. I'm saying I want everyone in here to be aware of the fact that that gentleman right there is a stalker. I have told him he insists on following me. He's showing up at places where I am, and I have told him repeatedly I have no interest in him. I would put his shit on blast in front of the whole crowd of folks. I said, my next step is to file a restraining order, which means that I won't be able to come here anymore. But this is becoming to the point where it's quite bothersome, and I want everyone in here to understand what's going on and to know. Okay. And don't be afraid to do that. Put his ass on blast. Because these kind of guys, look, they operate in the shadows. And they instill fear in women because women are afraid to say anything. You don't be afraid. You go up, I'm telling you, get on the mic next time, or stand up, whatever you all gonna have to do, however you guys operate this meeting, and you put his ass on blast. Say, I've told him repeatedly, I have no interest in him. I don't want to see him ever outside here. I don't want him to talk to me. I don't want him to be anywhere I am. And yet he continues to do it anyway. And I want this on record that I have requested. I'm going on record here in front of all of you as witnesses that I have requested it yet again. And so my next step is to go to the police if this continues. You know, if I could go to the meeting and do it for you, I would, because I would love to do it. Say, here's a picture of his license plate. Here's a picture of him following me at such and such a place, at such and such a place, at such and such a place. If you can take pictures of it. And so you have all this evidence, so he can't deny it. You see what I'm saying? It's like he don't know me like that. What's he showing up at all these places am at for? Have you taken any pictures? That would be a good thing to do. I just thought of that. Mad pictures of him at these places, where you are. So you have evidence when you go for your restraining order. But that's what I would do. I would put his ass on a homeless group type home. See you as an easy target. Yeah, well, this. I'm telling you, one thing that's going to help you, Sherry, is to take charge. You know, I think a lot of times depression is anger. You're angry and you turn it in on yourself. You're fearful, you turned it in on yourself. You ruminate about it versus expressing it. Now, a lot of that is what the basis of depression is. Unaddressed feelings of rage. So what you're going to do, you're going to turn that rage and you're going to direct it at the person that it needs to be directed at. You're going to stop turning that into yourself and holding on to it. I'm glad you wrote. I'm glad you showed up today. That was meant for you to be here. So you, young lady, are going to go to your group and you're going to do just what I said. Okay? And you're going to stand up and you're going to take your power back. And when you do that, the feeling that is going to rush through your body is going to eradicate a lot of your depression just with that one move. Because you're going to feel so juiced that you took care of yourself. Well, we don't be saying that kind of stuff, Lee. Come on now. We don't be fear mongering. I hate that. You don't want to do that. This is not about filling her head with fear. I don't like that. Don't type that kind of shit in the chat. She already knows she feels something. That's why she's doing it. She don't need you to be putting all them nasty words and stuff in her mind. Somebody delete that shit. Shit, never mind. I'll do it myself. Wait a minute. How do I do this? I need to scroll up. I don't like that. Don't do that. What we try to do here is empower people, not fill their heads with more fear mongering nonsense. Don't ever type stuff like that in my chats. Don't do it. I want her we're here to give her solutions to dealing with this situation, not saying, oh, what could maybe and all this old stuff here. We don't do that. She is going to do what I said, and she will feel so much better about herself and about what's going on. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, Sherry. Come on now, girlfriend. You need a boost, a pep talk. Before this happens, you reach out to me, okay? Debsterism@gmail.com. And if you need help with a script or whatever, something you can write, you can read it. You want me to write you a script, I'll do it. Just out the kindness of my heart, because this is very important, and I think it's going to go a long way toward getting you over the hump, so you can start getting over this depression thing. You have to take charge of yourself and your life, and you're not going to let nobody push you around like this, okay? And then he might see you as an easy target, but he don't know you got the secret weapon, which is me. Fuck that motherfucker. This is not going down, not like that, okay? Yeah, he could be, it's a free country. He can do what he wants to do. But I'm telling you, it's going to go a long way by putting his ass on blast so everybody's going to know. So I say right now he's operating in secret. He's operating in secret. And that's part of his power. But she gonna pull the wool off of it and expose his ass publicly. And so, the what she's doing, hiding and being, fearful and stuff. She's not going to do that, and she's going to show herself to be brave and courageous and not afraid of him. And so that's going to go a long way to shutting his shit down. Thank you, Lee. And think about that in the future, okay? That's the kind of stuff's not helpful. We want to empower these ladies here. Okay. We want to show them a way around all of that. That's very important. So those are tools I try to give them, ways to take their power back and not be afraid of anything or anybody. All right. Now, who did I miss? Seems like I missed something over here somewhere. Yeah, that's right, Flo Flo. But then at the end of this, he's gonna be, because he's gonna be confused. He's gonna be like, "What? She's standing up to me? She's just like, this and that and blah blah blah." He's gonna be tripping. That's what we want. We want him to be tripping about her. Okay, now let's see. The pink ace. Hi, Deb. My boyfriend spoiled me a lot early in the relationship willingly. He gave and I accepted it. Now he's saying I should do the same, treating him. What should I do? Tell him no. No. See, because then that means he's trying to negotiate. And see, this is the game that they do. This, I'm not saying this is him, but I just want to warn you something, Pink Ace. This is a trap that a lot of these players try to set. Okay, so at first they come in and they be doing all kind of stuff, right? And they do things and they, get you all sprung and all excited and all of that. Then they stop. And then they start looking at you saying, well, you need to do it back for me. And the women most of the time fall for it. So then they ultimately what happens is he gets 5 times as much from you by using that. Well, I always did stuff for you. Guilt trip game than he ever did for the women. You see what I mean? It's a game. It's a setup. That first part is a setup for this end. So what you do is sit up there and say, "Oh no, I don't do stuff like that for men." So if that's what you want, you in the wrong situation. You need to just pack your hush puppies up and go on. Because I don't buy men stuff. I don't do anything like that for men. That men are supposed to do that for me. I'm the woman, not you. I don't do stuff like that for men. And you keep repeating that until he understands. Your game ain't gonna work here, son. I don't feel guilty. And if I want to get you a gift, I'll get it, but you're not gonna tell me that's what I need to do. I don't do stuff because somebody tells me I need to do it. I do it because I want to. And right now I don't want to do shit for you because of the way you coming at me. You just like some pimp game or something. What's wrong with you? So you have to shut that down. You have to shut that down. And that's that. Like I said, I can't say that that's what he's doing, but I'm so suspicious because that's typical. That's their scenario. That's what they always say. And say a guy who really wants to do for you, he doesn't come at you saying, "Well, now you need to do it for me." That's why I'm pretty confident that what I'm saying is what this was what he was doing. He was, setting you up. So that must mean that you have some assets. You have something that he wants. He gonna be trying to ease it out your bank account and out your pocket and into his while he stops doing stuff for you. Sometimes they even go into debt because they couldn't afford to do all the stuff they was doing for you. They did it because they wanted to set you up so they could get your assets. When they start making these strange demands. So don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Just tell him no. Say I'm not doing that. I don't buy men things. I don't do stuff like that for men. If I'm gonna get you a gift, I'll get you one on your birthday and at Christmas. And that's pretty much it. You know, that's what I say. Majors got it right. Get it and then dip out. Because then once they start sticking their hand out trying to ask for something, it's like, what is this? You trying to run some pimp game on me? I don't do that. So what? You tell him, what, did I ask you to spend it? And then you give him that deadpan dead stare. Did I ask you to do that? And then he's gonna be sitting there looking stupid, like, well, no. I said, well, then that sounds like a personal problem. I had nothing to do with that. So, but see, now you trying to ask me for something, and I'm telling you right now that ain't gonna work. You did because you wanted to, and I'm not doing because I don't want to. And that's just the way it is. Now, see, be prepared, Pink Ace, for him to say, well, like whatever he bought you or whatever, he wants it back. He wants his little gifts back or whatever. Give him his shit back. If it's anything tangible, jewelry or something like that, give it back to him. But see, this is some game my daddy told me a long time before I even started dating. He said, don't let niggas buy you shit. Don't let them buy you shit like cars and, anything that's tangible. If he gives you money, tell him you need money and then you spent it on bills like buying, like paying the PG&E bill, the water bill, the garbage bill, something like that. Your back taxes. That's what you spent the money on. Why do you do it that way, says my daddy? Because that way they can never ask you for your shit back. Say you want that money back, you go talk to the IRS about that. The state. You go talk to PG&E about that. The water company about that. The garbage company about that. You talk to them about that because that's where that money went. I don't have shit to give you back. So that's what's learned. I learned that dame from my daddy, and I've always done that, and it worked fine, lovely. You know, that's how you work that game, according to one of the biggest players in San Francisco. So that's all I can do is share with you what he told me. Yeah, it's not even a bribe; it's a setup. It's not even a bribe. Because a bribe, you get it, for right, you get favors and stuff. You give them money for all these, favors and stuff, either now or in the future. It's not even a bribe. It's a setup. I'm telling you. They do all of that to get you on the hook and then start hitting you with guilt. So they stop doing everything and then you start doing for them. And they be asking for big stuff like, help me with my car note and I want to buy these $400 shoes and I want to buy this iPhone that costs 12, 15, $1,800. And you should get it for me because all the stuff I did for you. Nigga, you will starve waiting for me to do something. I don't do stuff like that for men. I might make you a sandwich, but you better buy all the stuff that goes in it. I'll make it though. Yeah. So, that's why I don't really like men to do too much for me because I always be suspicious of a setup. Like what you doing all of that for? And people like, well, you can't be able to graciously accept a gift. I can graciously accept a gift, all right. But when they start doing too much, just want to just come out of pocket, just say, oh, here's $100. What you give me $100 for? Well, I just want you to have it. No, you keep that. If I need something, I'll let you know. But I'm more likely to give them a bill to pay. Say, here, pay this phone bill, pay this light bill, pay this, something. You don't want always watching the fucking cable, pay this cable bill, that kind of stuff. And this one boyfriend, he said, you don't have any cable. I said, well, you put the cable in your name and, get whatever channels you want and you pay for it because I don't watch TV. And he did. And then, of course, once we broke up, he turned it off and he was all mad. I'm turning the cable off. I'm like, good, because I didn't need it anyway. The only one who ever watched it was you. All them 900 sports channels and stuff you paying $150 a month for cable at your house and $150 a month for cable at my house. Boy, you wasting money. But it wasn't coming out of my pocket, so I didn't care. But I knew I wasn't turning on no cable to watch a TV that I don't really want to watch. I'm not doing that. Okay, so let me see. I guess I don't have any other questions that I skipped. Let me finish up with my extra question then. Um, this girl writes, I need to know how to stop being so emotional. Every time someone confronts me, I start tearing up. Every time I'm in an argument, I tear up. It happens a lot, and I get that it's just how someone may be, but when you're trying to prove a point, crying doesn't really give off a strong front. What do I do? How do I work on this? One thing I hate is a crying ass bitch. I cannot stand them whiny ass, crying ass, just, ugh, that just disgusts me. What you do is, well, see, this is how I feel about it. When people be crying all the damn time, that's a tool of manipulation. You have learned at some point in your life that if you cry, people, the people that are yelling at you, arguing at you, trying to make you, correcting you or whatever, will stop and instead start comforting you and petting you up and feeling sorry for you because you're crying. You learned that at some point in your life. I don't know your childhood, but that's why people tend to do that because it works. Then you run into people like me. Stop fucking crying. I don't want to hear that shit. You sitting up there crying like a big ass baby. You wasn't crying when you was doing whatever it was you was doing to get on my nerves, were you? So you're not gonna cry now. Drop them fucking tears and let's go like a big girl. You did some shit I'm telling you about yourself, and now you're not gonna cry about it. I don't want to hear it. And that's what I do. I just shut that shit down. Dry them tears up and address the problem. And but you have this issue, and you like with somebody because she says it right here. Whenever someone confronts me, see, that's why I know I'm right. I start tearing up. Every time I'm in an argument, I tear up. So I'm right. This is just, she just said it right here. You feel like, someone's attacking you. And so you want to back them up off of you without really having to stand your ground. So you turn on the waterworks. That's what that is. But like I said, I don't really care about that. And when people want to use tears, you have to realize that you're going to run into situations in life that are going to be tough. That's it. You got to stand up like a woman, like you have a spine, and you have to address it. Now, if you want to go home and cry later, you can do that. But while you're in the midst of the situation and someone's checking your behind about some stuff that you did that you shouldn't have been doing, you better woman up and just handle it because you did it, right? Own it and deal with it. And and stop trying to play the victim. Play that victim role. She don't need to walk away and do nothing. She need to stop being a little bitch. That's all that is. That's all that fucking crying. If you're not a toddler, then you don't cry. I didn't let my daughter cry past the age of 5. It's like you're not gonna cry about it. What is your problem? Use your words. And so that was not allowed in our house, so that was trained out of her. But this evidently worked in her household. She was coddled and encouraged to, they let her get away with that instead of shutting that down. So now here she is an adult and she's still trying to use that same tactic, thinking it's gonna work out in the real world just because it worked on her family of origin. Don't nobody care about your tears. Oh, wait. I was having this very interesting conversation. These white chicks on Reddit was mad about being called a Karen, right? I don't know who recommended that thread to me, so I go over there. I'm reading it, right? They mad as a wet hen. Well, it's just a derogatory thing, and it's a slur, and it's this and that. I said, no, 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 no. You don't understand. A Karen applies to a certain type of behavior and a certain attitude, a certain way of conducting yourself, and a certain mentality of entitlement. And you if you do certain things and you get labeled a Karen, then just own it because you shouldn't have been doing that stuff. Well, so this one lady says how she was in a store and one of the other customers didn't have a mask on, and she tells the person that they need to put a mask on, right? And I started laughing. I was sitting there reading this like, oh, here we go, Karen's Karening. And so I said, so what made you think that you had the right to tell somebody that you don't know, that's a customer in the store just like you, that they should put on their mask and you expect them to actually do it and care about what you have to say? And she's like, well, this and that, it's just the right thing. This and that. I said, no, 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 no. Your approach was all wrong, and you're lucky you didn't get cussed out, because what you're supposed to do is if somebody's not following procedures in the store, then you tell a manager, because they're the ones responsible for that, not you. And if it's bothering you that much, you had an option. You could have went to another part of the store. You could have double masked, or you could have left the store. For you to address someone as a complete stranger and start giving them orders like what they supposed to do, and based on your white opinion, is ridiculous. And that's why you got called a Karen. And so she was like, well, I have every right to say what I have to say, and blah blah blah. I said, yes, you do have every right to say that, but they have every right to tell you to go fuck yourself too, and then to turn around and call you a Karen. But you don't like being called a Karen, but you do Karen things. So it's appropriate to somebody call you a Karen. Oh, she was mad. She was hot. Well, that's just wrong. I said, no, it's not. Because let me tell you how that would have went down if I was in a store without a mask, which I would never do. But let's just say that I was. And some bitch came up to me telling me to put on a mask. I would say, bitch, get the fuck out of my face. You don't tell me shit. And then I would go and I would breathe on her, sneeze on her, just to get her goat. You know why I would do that? Because I could. Just like she felt like she had the right to tell me to wear a mask, well, I have a right to sneeze on you too. It's my allergies. I can't stand. I can't help it, and I have asthma, so I can't really wear a mask. Because you don't know why people don't have on a mask. Maybe they have emphysema and it suffocates them. You don't know. Because there are people that have medical exclusions to wearing these masks. So you see somebody with one, you don't know what their story is. Are they just being a bitch, or do they really have a medical reason why they can't wear one? Because some things are horribly suffocating. So, but you coming up in somebody's face trying to regulate on them and stuff, and they end up cussing you out with the air that they do have. You can't say nothing, Karen. You don't have, that's not your business, Karen. You don't own the store. You ain't managing the store. You don't even work in the store. There's nothing about you. You ain't a contractor with the store. You ain't a supplier to the store. You a customer just like this other person. And you trying to get in somebody's face and regulate on them, and they cuss you out and call you a Karen, then whatever. Yeah, that's what I told her. You do Karen things, and that's why you got called a Karen. She was so mad at me, but I didn't back down. I didn't give a fuck. Yeah, they could have a doctor's note. They could have one of them portable oxygen things in their purse that they got to take out and whiff every, few minutes and stuff. You just really don't know. And there are a lot of people with super respiratory problems that cannot wear those suffocating ass masks. They just have to take their chances. And the fact that they up walking around, most likely they don't have COVID, but even if they do, that's why you have your mask on, right? And if they saying, well, if you go in public places like that, wear two masks. So then Karen put on two masks, and then you don't have to worry about that. And put you on some rubber gloves and some goggles, and then you be all situated and all suited up and protected and stuff. And then mainly your mouth will be covered, and you can keep your mouth closed trying to tell people what to do. Because I tell you, somebody don't come to me like that trying to tell me nothing. You will be sorry. You will be very sorry, and they will hear me cussing you out all over the whole store, all over the whole store. And you would be every kind of, yeah, it would be bad. So I was just trying to explain to her, to do that. How she needs to understand that, everybody ain't don't give a fuck about your whiteness. And you thinking that your whiteness is gonna give you all kind of special superpowers and shit, you have to get bopped in the face. Don't put your hands on somebody. Because they want to do that. They want to be grabbing on folks. I'm like, oh, please reach out and touch me so I could break your fingers, break your arm, and snap your neck. That's what would happen. It would be self-defense while you laying there and now you paraplegic and trying to figure what the fuck happened. You should have put your hands on me just because you trying to think that you white and go regulate on somebody. Sit your ass down and shut up, Karen. Shut the fuck up. You don't say shit to nobody. You regulate on your husband and your kids, and that's about it. Don't nobody else give a fuck about your opinion. And so she was just she was just like, yeah. And just was mad because nobody, because I told her that nobody cared about what she was talking about and how if she had approached me like that, I would cuss her ass out. But you did what would Deb do? I mean, you got to do them like that sometimes. I'm going to have to hit Diana up after the show and hear this story. But I'm just like, this is just crazy. But she was so upset. So anyway, yeah, this girl just crying and stuff. I wish her well. So anyway, you guys, it's 8 o'clock. That's 2 hours of show. I was hoping it would be more, more questions, but at least I had the early ones. We got some from Snapchat came in, and we will be back with the real, advice question show. That's every week. It's on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific time. What the fuck Tuesday? You can look in the show lineup of the upcoming shows and see that we have another 15, 16 days of video a day, Debruary 2021. This is our fourth annual event. We have a video every single day of the month of February. Thanks you guys for coming by and spending some time with me. And let me see, where's my thing here? Yeah, we got two uploads this weekend to give everybody a break. So you'll see two premieres this weekend that are of pre-recorded shows, and then we'll be back with live streams on Monday and Tuesday. Okay, but you guys, thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will